How's it going, everyone? We are coming up on the tail end of 2021 and into the new year, but we've got one more month of new releases in December, and in this video, want to take a look at the biggest game releases of December. Now, historically, December is not the biggest month of game releases, given that most publishers want to get their games out before Black Friday and really get you to buy those games during that period, and then ultimately parlay that into people buying the game for family members for Christmas. You guys get the idea, but December still has some pretty notable titles, and one in particular, very big game, and some other small games to definitely keep your eyes on. So we're going to be looking at games on all platforms, so let's get right into it. And I want to first start off with Solar Ash. Solar Ash is a brand new game from Heart Machine, a studio that also brought you Hyper Light Drifter, and that game was fantastic, and it looks like they're upping the notch with Solar Ash. And it looks like they're upping the offering with Solar Ash, and it's an even bigger game. Now, visually, it has a very, very unique art style. While I wouldn't say it's technically redefining or anything like that, the presentation I find rather compelling. The game overview notes, "The Void is Calling." Solar Ash, this is the second game from Heart Machine, the studio led by director Alex Preston and the creators of the award-winning 2016 Hyper Light Drifter. Players will find a surreal, vivid, and highly stylized world filled with high-speed traversal, endearing characters, and massive enemy encounters. Again, The Void is Calling. The gameplay looks pretty unique, and it will be available on PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, Epic Game Store exclusive on PC, so a variety of ways to check out the game. Hopefully, Heart Machine delivers another very good title and develops into one of the more renowned indie studios around. Okay, moving on from that major release here, Halo Infinite dropping December the 8th. Of course, coming to PC, Xbox One, Xbox Series X, initially scheduled as a Xbox Series X launch title. It was delayed for over a year. Whenever you see a delay like that, that immediately causes concern for skepticism. However, we've seen the campaign gameplay, and boy oh boy, Halo Infinite's campaign gameplay looks pretty darn good. The multiplayer beta, a lot of people enjoyed that. A lot of people had mixed opinions. I overall thought it was pretty good, but the campaign is what I'm super excited for, and I think Halo Infinite is going to deliver something of note in that regard. Halo is a franchise that's been around for a very long time. It's the marquee franchise for Xbox and Microsoft. I feel like some of the recent titles has lost some people, especially with like Halo 5. MCC has been quite good, especially on PC. I've been really enjoying playing that, but hopefully Halo Infinite brings Halo back to the promised land, a title that a lot of people get invested into, enjoy, and hopefully has a great deal of longevity for years to come, and I think Halo Infinite is going to offer that. Hopefully, again, this is a return to form, but I've really dug the campaign footage that they've shown off, and again, the multiplayer I think is something that people are going to ultimately enjoy, so we'll see how that turns out December the 8th. Next up, we have Aeterna Noctis. This is a brand new platformer, Metroidvania platformer. Become the King of Darkness in an epic journey through 16 connected areas in this challenging hand-drawn 2D Metroidvania. Wield your regained powers and blade heart-stopping combat, navigate through skill-based platforming sections, and discover an immersive story through environmental storytelling. Visually, the game has a unique style of presentation. However, I wouldn't say, again, another game that's technically redefining anything, but it looks good enough. The game notes, "The world of Aeterna Noctis features a challenging difficulty system that scales progressively as you, the player, go through the game and get more experience with the controls and unlock new skills. It keeps you on the edge of your seat, always offering a challenge with each encounter, but also resulting in a great sense of pride after completing each challenge." Hopefully, this is a replayable game and people get into the challenge. There is a demo available on PC, and the game is not too difficult to run, so you can check that out if you do want to see what the game is all about. The full game is due out on December the 15th, PC, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5. Next up, we have Chorus, which is dropping December the 3rd. It's a $39.99 budget title, and it notes, "Take control of Nara on a quest to destroy the dark cult that created her. Unlock devastating weapons and mind-bending abilities in an evolution of the space combat shooter. Along with Forsaken, her sentient starfighter, explore ancient temples, engage in zero-G combat, and venture beyond walking reality." If you're into sci-fi games, this is definitely one to keep your eyes on. Sci-fi adventure games, and looks like it has a variety of different gameplay styles, a compelling single-player experience. Play as dual protagonist Nara and her sentient AI companion and starfighter Forsaken. Experience fast-paced, frenetic action that evolves the spirit of classic space shooters. Fight to unite resistance force against the Circle and their ominous leader, the Great Prophet. Face down hordes of enemy starfighters, titanic battleships, and unknown void entities. Reclaim, upgrade, and wield devastating weapons and abilities in zero-gravity dogfights. Explore a dark new sci-fi universe teeming with mystery and conflict. clicked, and visually, the game is looking pretty solid as well. Coming from Deep Silver, game is due out on December the 3rd. Next up, seeing a PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5 release, Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead. This came out a year ago on PC, received pretty well over there with a very positive reception on Steam. A budget title at $9.99. Bridge Constructor The Walking Dead combines the legendary and challenging puzzle gameplay of Bridge Constructor along with the post-apocalyptic zombie universe of AMC's The Walking Dead. We've seen Walking Dead being more invested into as a video game IP recently with Saints and Sinners dropping, and now we have Bridge Constructor Walking Dead. Create elaborate constructions and lethal traps, a captivating plot featuring new faces as well as iconic characters and vehicles from the series, numerous brain-testing levels, and countless brain-eating walkers. Make use of movable objects and explosives to lure walkers to their doom, save your survivors, and smash undead hordes. A brutally funny walker ragdoll physics on top of that. $9.99 budget title, due out in December. Next up, we have Firegirl Hack and Splash Rescue. Coming December the 14th, take on the role of a young rescue officer starting her career armed with a trusty axe and high-pressure fire hose that also acts like a jetpack. Firegirl responds to emergency calls across the city. Can Firegirl save all the trapped civilians caught in each blaze? The game has a pretty cool art style that is also a throwback in the sense that pixel graphics, but I have to say, the flaming animations, those look pretty darn good in this one, and if you're a fan of more throwback titles, I think this is one that's gonna be right up your alley. And even with the presentation being a pixel style, looks like there's very much an intention to detail based on some of the gameplay that you can see with all of the areas and whatnot. This is one that might end up surprising a lot of people, again, coming December the 14th. Next up, we have Colt Canyon coming to the PlayStation 4. The game notes loot, shot, dodge, reload. Take your revolver and rescue your kidnapped partner in this atmospheric and punchy roguelike game. It's a 2D pixel art shooter, and the game dropped on PC back in June of 2020. Very positive reception over there. 265 user reviews, 92% positive, which is very, very good. Again, shoot your way through a hostile canyon full of hidden treasures, weapons, obstacles, and all kinds of bloodthirsty scum. Colt Canyon is a stylish pixel art shooter with roguelike elements and real-time combat where you save your kidnapped partner from the ruthless bandits. $14.99, so a budget-oriented title here as well, dropping December the 23rd, so coming right before the end of the year. Next up, we have a game that was recently announced at State of Play, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. This will be dropping December the 16th. Security Breach is the latest installment of the family-friendly horror games loved by millions of players from all over the globe. The game notes play as Gregory, a young boy trapped overnight in Freddy Fazbear's mega pizzaplex. With the help of Freddy Fazbear himself, Gregory must survive the near unstoppable hunt of reimagined Five Nights at Freddy's characters, as well as new horrific threats. This is a franchise that I've never gotten too invested into. I know it's widely popular. As far as horror games, never been up my alley, but I'm sure it's going to find its appeal, and a lot of people are going to check it out once it does drop on December the 16th. Next up, here's something a lot of people with a Nintendo Switch exclusively are going to be excited for. Danganronpa Decadence. Yes, Danganronpa is finally making its way from PlayStation and PC onto the Nintendo Switch. Danganronpa is a fantastic franchise, and with this, you get all three games in one collection. You got Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc, Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair, and Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. These games are excellent, and on top of that, it also features the brand new title Danganronpa S Ultimate Summer Camp, a board game style bonus game, more of a smaller title there, but will feature all new scenes on top of that. Danganronpa 1 was excellent. I played that game to the end on PlayStation Vita in like 2 days, and then Danganronpa 2, in my opinion, is even better than Danganronpa 1, and Danganronpa 3, while I didn't like it as much as Danganronpa 1 and 2, is still a very good game in its own right. Great cast of characters in all of the games. Obviously, play the game sequentially. They're great times. Obviously, more so lighter on the gameplay. They are very much story-driven murder mystery type of games, but give Danganronpa 1 about a half hour to 45 minutes, and man, it is going to hook you until the very end. So many twists and turns, and that continues on into the subsequent two games as well. For $60, getting all three games, I honestly think is a decent price, and yeah, Nintendo Switch is going to be a great platform for the game, and I think it's going to do pretty well on there. Again, this is dropping on December the 3rd. And lastly, one of the most popular games of the recent memory, I would say, Among Us, is finally coming to PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and then Xbox Series X. Obviously a social deduction game. It's a game that I spent quite a bit of time with on PC. At this point, it's kind of tapered off a little bit in terms of popularity. It's not something a ton of people... that's not really true. A lot of people are still playing it, but at one point it was like the thing. It was the game around, and a ton of people were playing it. At this point, it'll be nice to have it on PlayStation 5, Xbox, PS4, Xbox Series X. Obviously, that is a nice addition to the platform, and if you want a multiplayer title, it's always a good one to jump into, especially for those that aren't super into gaming. Like if you have friends that aren't the biggest gamers in the world, Among Us is always a game that's easy to jump in and you can have a good time. But that's gonna do it for me again. As far as recent months go, December is a little bit quieter, but Halo Infinite is big. Solar Ash is a game to definitely keep your eye on. Aeterna Noctis might be a game that surprises a lot of people. Firegirl Hack and Splash Rescue might be something that surprised a lot of people as well. And then of course Danganronpa Decadence on Nintendo Switch, Among Us getting a port. Some pretty good stuff all around, but that's going to do it for me. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.